Hey, folks. This is another episode of Kicking It with Kickstand. I'm trying to set a few things up. Just give me a second. Internet's being a little slow here, so give me a few minutes here, guys. Okay. All right, folks. This is another episode of Kicking It with Kickstand. I had made a post last night on what topic you would like me to discuss, and I left it up to a few authors. It was either John Grisham, Michael Crichton, or Stephen King, and the vote was tied when I checked this morning. It was tied with John Grisham and Stephen King collection books, so I decided to go with Stephen King as he is my favorite author. So, but before I get started, I just want to do a quick plug for a friend of mine. Him and his wife, they make these awesome tumblers and everything, among many other items. And she can be found on A Rock Designs on Facebook. But anyway, they have made this for me. It's even got the Kicking It with Kickstand on it. But anyway, so thanks to Ashley and Kevin Rodriguez for that. So again, today I will be discussing Stephen King collection books. So as I said, Stephen King is my favorite author. So this was pretty easy for me to do. Actually, I shouldn't say it was easy for me to do. It was actually pretty hard, just because he's such an amazing author in my mind that going to rank these books, even though it may be on the bottom of my list, is still I consider it a great book for the most part. So but anyway, folks, if you're joining in right now, I don't see any viewers. I saw two and then they disappeared. But anyway, if you're on and you're catching this and you want to leave a comment, you just type it in and enter it, and it may pop up as Facebook user on my end. You just have to grant StreamYard permission to use your name, and it basically just takes 2 clicks to do. So, but anyway, let's get started. All right, I'm gonna go from, I guess, he has 11 collection books, and by what I mean by collection is, a book that, just for example, right here, Just After Sunset, it's got like short stories or novellas in it. So, for example, this one has like 13 short stories in it. So that's what I mean by collection. So anyway, I guess starting at number 11. Okay, at number 11 is a book that came out in 1999, and they ended up making a movie on it. But Hearts in Atlantis, and this is my least favorite of his collection of books. I think this has it's either 4 or 5 stories in it. It has like Low Men and Yellow Coats. But yeah, just honestly, this book it did not do it for me. I might give it a reread, just because again, it's just listed so low on my list. But that's number 11, Hearts in Atlantis. And again, there was a movie. I don't believe I ever saw the movie, but I know that a lot of his movies don't ever do the books justice. But anyway, so that's number 11, Hearts in Atlantis. Whoops, sorry for that. So then number 10. Okay, this is the book that came out earlier this year, actually. It's called If It Bleeds. And this is more of it's got like 4 novellas in it. So, and it's got the title of the book, "If It Bleeds," is actually one of the names of one of the stories in it. But I just was not a big fan of this. The "If It Bleeds" story ties in Holly Gibney, who they made the TV show The Outsider. She was in that, and then she's also from what they call the Bill Hodges trilogy, which was Mr. Mercedes and a couple other books. So, but yeah, this is number 10 on my list, "If It Bleeds." Again, I see I got a couple of viewers now. So, folks, if you want to leave a comment, tell me what you think. Maybe list your favorite Stephen King book. That'll be fine. Right now, I'm going over collections. Yeah, you just type a comment, and I should see it on my end. So, if anybody's watching, just say hello or something. Let me see how this thing's working. It's been a while since I've been on here. So, anyway, number 9. I'm at number 9. This is another one I've got in hardback, and it came out in 2015. The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. All right, it's got some stories in here. Let's see. Let's see. Got like 20 short stories in it, and a couple of them had actually been previously released in different formats. Like Mile 81, I believe, was like a Kindle book. You Are, that's how it's spelled, You Are, was like a Kindle book as well, and it's actually about Your is actually kind of about a killer Kindle, I guess. I don't know, but anyway, it was kind of interesting. Blockade Billy is one that was previously released, and it was a kind of a baseball. It had kind of a baseball story to it. Batman and Robin have an altercation, so he kind of used them as a story to, if I remember correctly. We'll forget what I was going to say on that. I can't remember. But anyway, again, just not one of my favorites. It did have a few good stories in it. But anyway, that was number 9 on my list. Yeah, Manny, the Langoliers, I'll get to it here shortly. That was in one of the books. But yeah, that's actually a really good. That's one of my I guess one of my favorites on its own. The movie, not so much. But anyway, all right, we're at number 8, and it was the one that I showed when we first started. Number 8, it came out in 2008, just after sunset. And I actually reread one of the stories in it. I started last night and finished it this morning, called Mute. But it's about this guy. He picks up a hitchhiker who he thinks is deaf and mute, and he's telling him about his, I guess, soon-to-be ex-wife, and then something kind of crazy happens. But the guy's telling a story to a priest. He I guess is confessing what he thinks may be a sin or something. But again, even though this is, like I said, number 8 on my list, it's not that it's a terrible book by any means. But and I also reread Harvey's Dream. That was the one that I was rereading as well. But it's kind of a guy that has this dream, and then the dream kind of comes to fruition. But yeah, give it a shot. Like I said, it's got some good short stories in it. But again, as overall, not one of my favorites. All right, number 7, and this is probably going to piss a lot of Stephen King fans off. I know this is normally one of their favorites and everything, but number 7 for me Night Shift. Night Shift. It came out in 1978, and this one actually has a lot of movies or adaptations for movies were in this book. But it's got I guess, the prelude to Salem's Lot. So in this, it's Jerusalem's Lot. So that's like the prelude to Salem's Lot. Graveyard Shift, which was a movie. It's got a good. One of my favorite stories in this one though is the Boogeyman. It's a guy that he's telling his therapist, psychiatrist, or whatever, that he's scared of the Boogeyman. Is actually pretty good. So I enjoyed that short story. Sometimes They Come Back is a movie. The Ledge is pretty good. The Lawnmower Man was a movie. Children of the Corn is in here. So yeah, again, it's got a lot of these became movie adaptations, but as a whole, again, I don't know. I think some of these ones that I'm going to get to later they just were a lot better to me. So anyway, all right, there's that. Number 6. All right, number 6 in the Stephen King collection books. All right, I think it came out in like 2002. Everything's Eventual. All right, 14. It's got 14 tales in it. 14 dark tales, according to the cover. So what's interesting in this is when he was trying to come up with the order of stories, he took a deck of cards, so Ace, the King, and Joker. So he shuffled the cards and dealt them. And the order in which they came out of the deck became the order of the stories based on the position in the list my publisher sent me. So he said it actually created a very nice balance between the literary stories and the all-out screamers. But anyway, but yeah, this has some really good short stories. Something just broke over there. I don't know how. But anyway, but like The Man in the Black Suit was really good. The Little Sisters of Allura. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, that's kind of a Dark Tower tie-in right there. So that's why this one's so high on my list. 1408, which was a movie with John Cusack. So yeah, I really having those two stories kind of did it for me there. I really like them a lot. So this was number 6 on my list. All right, now we're getting down to my top 5, I guess. So number 5, Skeleton Crew. All right, Skeleton Crew came out in 1985. So, and again, this one's got some that became movies. One for sure, The Mist. All right, The Mist. Great short story. Terrible, awful movie. The movie is shit, but really good short story here. Here There Be Tigers is really short. It's only 5 pages, but it's one of my favorite short stories of his. Mrs. Todd's Shortcut is really good. The Jaunt, The Raft. The Raft was a movie. I believe it was on one of the Creep Show anthologies. I could be wrong on that. I can't really remember. But it's pretty good. So, again, this was number 5 on my list. Skeleton Crew. Again, folks, anybody that's watching, drop your favorite. Tell me what your favorite Stephen King book is, or short story, anything of that nature. All right. Number 4. Okay. Nightmares and Dreamscapes. I think it was 1993. Dolan's Cadillac. They made a movie of it. Not very good movie, but there was a movie there. But I did like the story here. Popsy, The Night Flyer, and Popsy. I really enjoyed those. Sorry, Right Number is really good too. So, but yes, The Moving Finger, Sneakers. Again, this just about every single story in here is something that I really enjoyed. There's a few in there that aren't the greatest, but I can leave that up to you. But yeah, give it a shot. Nightmares and Dreamscapes. All right. So now we're getting down to, I guess, the nitty gritty. So my top three Stephen King collection books. All right. So, sorry, I was just checking on something. All right. So number three. Okay. Number three. Manny, this is for you. Okay. But 4 Past Midnight. 4 Past Midnight. This has 4, I guess you would kind of call them novellas. All right. So, yep, it has The Langoliers, which was a movie. Okay. Secret Window, Secret Garden, which became a movie with Johnny Depp. Great movie. I actually really liked the movie too. But which was Secret Window. The Library Policeman. All right. And then The Sundog. And I know that really all 4. The Sundog would probably be my least favorite in this book. And then The Library Policeman, that's probably actually my second. So if I had to rank these based out of this book alone, it would be Secret Window 1, The Library Policeman 2, The Langoliers 3, and then The Sundog 4. But this book, 4 Past Midnight, I think it was like 1990. All right, 1990. All right, number 2. All right, Full Dark, No Stars. All right, this was 2010. All right, it's got 4 novellas in it. And what's interesting is I know 2 for sure have become Netflix movies. I think another one, Big Driver, I believe was a movie as well. I could be wrong. But anyway, this has 1922 in it, which is a Netflix movie. So it just has to do with this guy. He basically doesn't want to sell his family home. And then some stuff starts, all this stuff just kind of trickles down from that. He kind of like refuses to sell his land. So anyway, and then this also has a movie that came out as well, A Good Marriage, which was really good. So basically this woman ends up kind of discovering, she makes a horrifying discovery about her husband. But yeah, it was really good. And that was a movie that my wife, Kane, and I watched. And we actually watched 1922 together as well. So, but yeah, Full Dark, No Stars is number 2. All right. And again, before I get to my number 1, which if you're a Stephen King fan, you should know what one is left. But again, I just want to give a quick plug to my friend, her and her husband. All right. She makes cups. I think they do like pops on, the little things on the back of the cell phone. I mean, she does all kind of stuff, but check her out, A-Rock Designs on Facebook. And this was one they made for me. Again, it says Kicking It with Kickstand, and then it's got my initials on it. All right, and then the WRS is the Wrestling Review Society. I'm an admin on that page, and it's here on Facebook as well if you're a wrestling fan. So, but I've seen, all kind of cups. So not just wrestling related, but I believe I saw like a Pennywise one that she did recently that looked awesome. So, but yeah, go check her out. So again, folks, this is Kicking It with Kickstand. I'm just in here. I've been given my list of the Stephen King collection books. He has 11 of them out right now. So I've just been going through those. I've seen some people watching a little bit, and then nobody seems to be watching now. But anyway, I'll run back through the list before I get to number 1. So at number 11, all right, at number 11 again was Hearts in Atlantis. Okay, this was my number 11 pick. All right. Number 2, sorry, I shouldn't say number 2. Number 10 on the list, okay, was If It Bleeds. This is the most recent one. All right, I just did not care for it at all. Again, it has the title story, If It Bleeds, ties in Holly Gibney. She's in the Bill Hodges trilogy, if you're familiar with that. And then also the movie, it became an HBO, sorry, I shouldn't say movie, HBO miniseries, The Outsider. That was a book by Stephen King. So it ties in one of the characters from it. So that was number 10. All right. Number 9 was one that came out in 2010, I believe. Excuse me, 2015. The Bizarre Bad Dreams. All right. This was number 9 on my list. All right. So again, folks, if you're watching, what's your favorite Stephen King book? All right. And again, this isn't book necessarily like his, these are collections. Okay. But anyway, so what's your favorite Stephen King? At some point, I will do a favorite Stephen King books overall, but these are just collections. All right. Number 8, Just After Sunset. All right. Number 7, and again, this is probably on a lot of people's top lists, more so than mine, but number 7 for me was Night Shift. All right, this had the prequel to Salem's Lot, called Jerusalem's Lot. It had The Boogeyman. Sometimes They Come Back was a movie. The Lawnmower Man was a movie. Children of the Corn became a movie. All right, but this was number 7 on my list. Number 6. All right, Everything's Eventual. Everything's Eventual. All right, that was number 6. Number 5, and again, just because this is number 5 or, the number 7 book, I mean, ranking anything from Stephen King is just so hard. He's such a great writer. He's had a few bumps in the road, but the man's been writing, since the probably the late 60s. All right. So, A Skeleton Crew. All right, this was number 5 on my list. This had The Mist in it. Yep, The Mist. Again, really good story. All right, terrible movie. All right, The Raft was a movie. Like I said, I think it was on one of the Creep Show anthologies. But that was number 5. All right, number 4. Okay, Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Number 3, 4 Past Midnight. 4 Past Midnight. So it had The Langoliers, Secret Window, Secret Garden. All right, The Library Policeman, and The Sundog. All right, number 2 again was Full Dark, No Stars. This was 2010. All right. It had 1922 in it. A Good Marriage. So yeah. All right, and then finally, number 1. All right, again, if you're a Stephen King buff, you know what's coming. So number 1 for me, Different Seasons. Okay, Different Seasons. It has four stories. Okay. and 3 of them have become movies. So this has Rita Hayworth in The Shawshank Redemption, which became obviously The Shawshank Redemption. Okay, I mean, the movie is phenomenal. The story is too. I mean, it's just amazing. But the thing with the movie, no matter what point in the movie it's in, if it's on TV and I end up catching it, I start watching it. It's just phenomenal. So At Pupil, okay, that became a movie. But At Pupil is just kind of about this high school student. He becomes obsessed with this guy in town, and it ends up that the guy that he becomes obsessed with was a Nazi. So, and then The Body. Okay, The Body became the movie that we all know and love, Stand By Me, about the 4 boys that go and try to find the dead body. So it's just about 4 boys growing up and everything. But yeah, great movie, and just amazing story. All right, and then The Breathing Method. Okay, that would probably be my least favorite in this book. So if I had to actually go in and rank these as far as the stories in this book, I would Rita Hayworth number 1, The Body 2, and then At Pupil 3. And then, as I've already said, The Breathing Method is number 4. So, but anyway, that was my list of Stephen King collection books. Okay, and I will be doing a video at some point on my top 10 Stephen King books. So, and one of those may appear. One of them, they may not. So, but anyway, so folks, again, this was my first time doing one of these in a while. So I know it was probably kind of, just kind of getting used to things again. Didn't have anybody come on with me today, but maybe I can get somebody to join me next time. As again, I would still like to discuss some different authors at some point. John Grisham, Michael Crichton, Dean Koontz. I'm a big reader. Some sports books. But I'm up for kind of any topics as well. I'm an avid video gamer as well. So I may try to do top list of different systems and system games, I should say. But anyway, so yeah, this was another episode of Kicking It with Kickstand. And I appreciate you tuning in. And folks, if you catch it late, don't forget to hit the like, share, and again, go on and leave those comments. Let me know what your favorite book is or favorite short story of the great master horror writer of Stephen King. All right, catch you again. Bye-bye.